Well, on today's video, we're going to demonstrate on why it sucks to be somebody with a car hobby in Canada. It's a perfect example because I just ordered this and we can calculate the real costs of a part like this for somebody like me living in Canada compared to somebody living in the United States or another country. So the Milano needed a coolant reservoir because the old one's getting leaky and crappy and it's dirty and basically just can't be cleaned. It looks like garbage, so I figured I'd order it before I started driving it this year. Okay, so let's calculate the cost of what it actually cost me in the end of the day in real life. Okay. All right, so the part was $69. Part was $69. Originally, the shipping was quoted from the part supplier who is in Texas, and that was going to be to my house. The original quoted shipping was $116.57. Actually, these are U.S. prices. I'll put U.S. beside them. So the original quoted shipping cost of this $69 tank, keeping in mind that this tank weighs about 11 or 12 ounces, doesn't even weigh a pound. Okay, so the shipping for the tank to my house was $116.57 US. I basically said, no way in hell. I'm not paying that. Cancel the order. So the guy was super accommodating, and we ended up finding an alternative shipping method, which was to the FedEx depot nearby. Well, the nearest FedEx depot to my house anyway. So that shipping ended up being US $58.50. So I said, yeah, go ahead. No problem. So they'll have the total order was 127 and 50 cents US. So that's the total order for a $69 coolant tank, but it's not. So I was charged in Canadian dollars $179.26. So that's after the exchange rate. So Canadian dollar obviously isn't the best right now, so that's what it ended up being charged to my bank account at the end of the day. But this is not where it stops. This is actually far more after this. So now, because we imported something into Canada, they want tax. So, but then they'll tax a tax. So if we'll look on our bill here, we can see that they charge taxes on top of taxes, and that's how we do it in Canada. So we're going to go duty and tax. So the duty and taxes, and then taxes on top of taxes, ended up being $21.71. Added to this, and this is obviously in Canadian dollars. So after this point here, obviously we're now in Canadian dollars. So we add another $21.71. But here's the thing: this is not the end. There is actually still more costs involved involved for me, because this didn't get delivered to my house because I didn't want to pay that much money, an insane amount of money. Like, we're talking, they wanted to charge me an extra $70 almost to bring it from a FedEx depot to my house. My house is like a half hour away from the FedEx depot. So I don't understand it, but that's just how they work. So now we have to pick it up. So this is all extra. Yay for extra. So pickup costs. The FedEx depot is 42 kilometers away. Obviously, that's a round trip. That's going to be 84 kilometers. The fuel right now is $2.09, $2.09, blah blah blah. You know what? Per liter. And the Audi, which is what I used to pick it up, gets 12 liters for 100 kilometers for the fuel economy. So we are going to go 84 kilometers and multiply that by 12 liters. We'll just call this 0.84. We're just going to call this 10 liters. We're going to call that 10 liters of fuel. 10 liters at $2, 2.09 per liter. And that is basically going to be cost $20.90 in the fuel. So that's going to be the fuel costs. So we're going to add this up now. What is the total cost to a Canadian for a $69 tank? So we're going to go... Okay, so the total cost is going to be $221.87. So there you go. That's how a $69 part in the US can end up being $202.25 for us in Canada. So there's a good example of why it is really crappy to be somebody into cars shipping parts from the United States. So that's a really good example. $69, got some exchange, extra taxes, and then taxes on top of taxes, and then because you're going to get raped on shipping, you're going to have to now drive. It costs you extra money to go pick this up. Luckily for me, this cost here is sort of moot because I actually work near that depot, so I was able to pick that up on the way to work. So I saved myself basically $20 because I was going that way anyway. But really, that only takes $20 off of the cost, bringing this from $69 basically to $200. So, yeah, does that mean that we have to work 3 times as hard in Canada for the same things that you guys do in the US? Well, yeah, it does, because we have similar costs, similar living conditions and similar wages, but yet that's what we pay for something that you guys pay $69 for. So, yeah. Living example why it sucks to be a car person in Canada.